after all the midweek action in the Champions League, round 30 in the Premier League is just around the corner. Looking forward to all the action going on this weekend and getting straight into the thick of things, Victor. What are your best straight win picks for this round?
Once again, I'm doing 2 picks and a stay away warning. Those tend to pan out well, but yeah, here goes. So I'm picking Brentford over Wolves. It's at 160, so yes, it is close to red flag territory, but I'm picking it because the odds are trending downwards. Seeing how well Brentford have done at home all season, to me, it's very hard to imagine any scenario where they don't beat Wolves. I'm also picking double chance of draw or Burnley to win against Bournemouth. It's at 2. Yes, I'm going for the outsider here, not due to form, obviously, but rather because of what the odds are telling me. Both the outright for Burnley and the draw are priced between 4 and 420, while you have Bournemouth at 190. And we have seen this a million times over in all sorts of leagues when the outsiders are like getting a result when their outright and the draw are priced so closely together that's always a very high chance. And as for the stay away warning, Kolade, you may have seen this coming, but it's for the Arsenal game. Everton have been quietly brilliant on the road recently. They only lost one of their last 10 away. I'm not saying that they're beating Arsenal here, but all I would like to point out is that the bookies are a bit overconfident pricing Arsenal at 140 to win this. They had a midweek trip to Germany, which they barely took anything back from, and they still have the second leg to contend with on Tuesday. It's all a bit dubious to me for this one.
Yeah, fair point. I did think the same, to be fair, when I saw those odds. But for my straight win selections, I'm still backing Bournemouth to beat Burnley regardless. Yes, I know it's kind of high, 1.90, but I'm still backing Bournemouth to just get the job done. And then I'm backing City to go out guns blazing against West Ham. After that humiliating defeat to Real Madrid, I think they want to make a statement and maybe get some morale boosting win ahead of the return leg. So I see them beating West Ham 1.75. And then I'm also going for Brentford with Wolves. Yes, Wolves have been a different side over the past 4 game weeks or so. But I think Brentford should still have enough in them to see past the Wolves. So those are my 3 selections for the straight win. And moving on to the goal market, Victor, your best picks.
I've got Liverpool v Spurs, 2.5 plus at 142. There has been so much chaos in recent direct games. 8 of the last 10 ended with 3 or more goals. I think even over 3.5 is worth considering. 5 of the last 10 head-to-heads had 4 or more goals. For Chelsea v Newcastle, I'm also backing 2.5 plus at 145 or 144 thereabouts. 4 of each team's last 5 ended with that landing. There's midweek tiredness, and I think it will probably creep up rather in defenses than in the attacks because both teams have better depth in the attacking departments. And I'm also going with West Ham v City for BTTS 151. City have conceded at least once in 7 of their last 10 away games. Put that together with a decent run of form from West Ham at home lately, and I can easily see BTTS landing here.
Interesting. For my goal market selections, I'm going for Liverpool with Spurs as well, over 2.5, depending on the goalkeeper. If it's Klinsky, maybe over 3.5 or over 4.5.
Oh, don't be so harsh, mate.
If it's Vicario, maybe over 2.5 goals, but if it's Klinsky, maybe over 4.5. But yeah, on a serious note, I think that game should bring lots of goals. Tottenham are just so poor at the moment, and I'm not giving them any sympathy for sure. I'm also expecting Manchester United and Aston Villa to bring out some fireworks. Both sides are battling it out for top 5 spots. I think they're going to give it their all, and we should see some good amount of goals in that one. And also West Ham v City, because I think City will go out guns blazing, and I also think West Ham will score, but City will probably outscore them. So we'll see a lot of goals in that one. Anyways, moving on, Victor. Player to score selections.
Haaland at 180. Okay, so he did his usual disappearing act against a strong opponent, but I think he might end up filling his boots here. I believe he starts, despite the return leg against Real coming up on Tuesday. but he might not play the full 90. Still, I can imagine him getting a goal or two in East London. I'm also backing Igor Thiago against Wolves, also at 180. He has been playing himself back into form a bit. He got 2 goals in the FA Cup last weekend. He got one against Burnley and one against Newcastle, all in the last 6 games. Wolves will obviously concede here, and I think Igor Thiago is the most likely one to do the damage. And I'm also backing Benjamin Šeško against Villa. Max is going to love this. It's at 240. He has been enjoying himself lately. 7 goals in the last 9 appearances, even though only 3 of those games he played the full 90 minutes. Villa will also be tired after that trip to France. I think they will concede at least once at Old Trafford.
Fair point. And for me, I'm going with a City player as well, but it is not Haaland. I'm backing Semenyo to score against West Ham. He has looked like their most lively player in attack over the past couple of weeks, and I think he should be able to get a goal or two against West Ham. I'm also backing Oli Watkins. Max will not like this one. I'm backing Watkins to score against Manchester United. He likes to score against them, and I just think it's a gut feeling. I think he's going to score against them this weekend. Then I'm also backing Joao Pedro for Chelsea. I'm backing him to score against Newcastle. I think we're going to actually see an end-to-end game between both sides, and Pedro tends to thrive in those kind of fixtures. And then I'm also backing Ekitike to score against Spurs. I mean, Spurs are Spurs anyways, and like I said, depending on the goalkeeper, maybe Ekitike might score too, depending on who starts in goal. But yeah, that's about it. And on the final note, Victor, any bold opportunity to take advantage of.
This is going to go very much against what you keep saying about Liverpool and Spurs because I'm looking at a draw angle here. So it's priced at 6. I'm not saying I'm backing this personally because it is Liverpool after all, right? But can we really, genuinely, 100% rule out a stumble here? Especially since they failed to get in a good position for the return leg against Galatasaray. I think the thoughts of some of the Liverpool players might be elsewhere. I'm just saying, Also, if you're interested in this angle, the double chance for draw or Spurs to win is around 340. Now, obviously, all I'm hoping for is a Liverpool win, but I still think it's worth considering this angle.
Interesting, but I don't see it happening at Anfield. But yeah, it's an interesting angle to consider. Yeah, for me, the bold opportunity is Villa being priced at 4.5 odds to win. I mean, yes, United might be favorites given their recent form and the fact that it's at Old Trafford, but Villa can easily win that game, to be fair. So priced at 4 odds, I see it as something, it's worth a punt. Also, Newcastle priced at 4.30 to beat Chelsea. Newcastle can also beat Chelsea as well. So I would back a double chance for both Newcastle and Aston Villa at almost 5 odds. And it's
Sounds good.
it's worth a punt anyways. But yeah, those are our predictions for round 30. And as we usually say, after midweek games, it's very important that you make your own proper research because just like Victor pointed out, some of the so-called big boys will have their eyes on the return legs and they might need to tweak things a bit over the weekend to keep some players fresh. So we might see some changed lineups and whatnot. So make sure you keep that in mind before taking our selections. And we'll see after the game week how well we did in our predictions.